All right, cheers. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm a huge fly fisherman. Today I'm here with James Garrettson from About Trout at Rod and Rifle Inn in Blanco, New Mexico. Today's video is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna have a little, I don't know, is it a Q&A? We're gonna ask the hard questions, and we're also gonna ask the silly questions about fly fishing in general.
I'm ready to get silly.
And just a little background on James. He's the owner of About Trout here on the San Juan River in New Mexico. He's got a great team under him. And I'll just put it this way. I don't know, you fish the river not like the San Juan is traditionally fished, I think. They do things a little bit differently and definitely more my style.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So we're going to be asking questions to each other and answering them. And we have not seen each other's questions before this. So James, I'm going to start it off with a big one, I think, a juicy one.
Juicy.
What's wrong with fly fishing today?
A lot is wrong with fly fishing today. I think not going through the proper channels and like learning the fundamentals, you know, before this YouTube thing or Instagram or OnlyFans or whatever that you're into, like we had to read books.
Yeah.
I had to read a book by some guy named Dick Toller, if that's even his real name.
I think it's Tellure or something, Tellure or something. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I didn't read the book. I know the name.
Spark Notes, right? But yeah, we had to read books. There wasn't this culture of like the flexidocious, and I'm like, I have a social media account, of course.
Look who you're talking to.
We're literally on social media now, and there's been a lot of great unifying things. I think the hard part with social media now is like the whole keeping up with the Joneses. Like if you're not smacking 30s, if you're not catching permit, if you're not, you're a loser. And like there's something special about catching fish, small fish in a creek on a dry fly. What do they say? Comparison's the thief of joy.
Right.
That, and then just the amount of, like I said, I think people get away from the fundamentals. Like being a good caster and being a fly angler used to be synonymous. Mm-hmm. And we just, I think, see less and less of that.
Or not even getting away from the fundamentals, they're skipping right over them and never learning them at all. Like how many people out there know how to tie a nail knot these days?
Right.
You know, because everything's got loops on it, you know.
Tying a perfection loop. I remember when leaders used to not come with the loop pre-made. I remember when most of the flies in the bins didn't have tungsten beads on them or didn't have brass beads on them. Flies used to be 95 cents.
That was a interesting take. That's not where I thought you were going to go with that at all. I didn't know where, but anyway. We're going to trade back and forth, but I have to go next because I have to follow up with what is right with fly fishing today?
Fly fishing's timeless. I think you can make it whatever you want to make it. So if you do want to just like flex on the gram for clout, like that's your definition, that's cool. But you know, it's still pure. You know, when they started doing it in like Japan and England or wherever Macedonia, wherever it was started, you know, you're still just an angler out there away from it, unless you bring a production studio with you.
Great answer. All right, James has some questions prepared for me as well. I'm ready.
Maybe we should just like open it up with a spicy one. So this is a 1 will defend you, 5 will attack you. So this is
Wait, I don't even know what that means.
So there's 6 people and Ben Sittig. So you have to choose one of these people to fight against the other 5 in a 2 versus 5 man brawl. Right. So 1 will defend you, 5 will attack you. So Ben Sittig, who will you choose as a teammate to fight against the others? You have Kelly Gallup, Rob Fordyce, Tom Rosenbauer, Joe Humphreys, Ken Tanaka, and Fly All Season.
Oh my God.
Do you think
I gotta go with Rob Fordyce.
Yeah, you think you and Rob Fordyce are probably body.
Although I mean, he I don't know if he's like gym strong or really strong. Like Kelly Gallup's got to be a front runner in that one for sure. But Tom Rosenbauer would have my back, but he ain't gonna win that fight.
You don't think you and Tommy Boy could body this group?
Oh, I get to fight too? Yeah. No, I can't take Rob and Kelly. No way, man. No way. Oh, that's hilarious. That's great. All right, give me another one. I did 2 in a row. You do another one.
Yeah, let's do. Here's a fun one. You know, which female anglers do you think aren't getting enough flowers?
Oh, wow. Flowers?
Okay. Which female anglers in fly fishing are you thinking aren't getting their praise? You know, that you want to shout out and let the world know?
I've heard a lot of good things about Captain Lacey in Florida. Do you know who that is?
I've seen through Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know her personally, but I've seen, or I mean, some friends of mine know her and have fished with her. I think she needs a shout out. And I don't know, I think that's right now the only one I can think of. I guess I don't follow that many on Instagram, and that's the only place I'm seeing them.
Right.
Because there's a lot of they're not bikini chicks in fly fishing, but it's clearly like clout chasing.
Right.
And I actively don't follow those people, so they may need to get on the search function there and look for some more. All right, my turn. Not a serious question. What is something that you have learned this year in fly fishing? Could be a tip or a trick or just any how to fish this river, anything. What's something you've learned this year?
That's a great question, and that's something that's also right with fly fishing is you're constantly learning stuff every day. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway this year has really been focusing more on like feathering line. When I was in Florida, you know.
I don't know what you mean. Is it like feeding line?
When you're shooting the line, like really pinching it through the left hand.
With your line hand.
With your line hand. And that has been probably the best tip, whether you're dry fly fishing or streamer fishing, is feathering line and then just slowing it down and just appreciating where I'm at.
Is feathering line, does that come into play more in distance casting or shorter accuracy casting? I feel like I need to pay attention to that with distance casting.
Yeah, both. I think like if you're shooting a long shot, like you're leading a tarpon or you're making a long cast and you want to have it drop and be ready to fish, right? Pinching down on that line with your non-rod hand, that you're ready to go into a strip position. And then, you know, technical dry fly fishing, hopefully we'll get into some of that tomorrow. But, you know, when you want to stop that cast, it right in front of that fish, if you're overshooting it, you can see that loop unfurling, just pinching it.
Boom, there's my target, boom, stop it. I think that speaks to the greater issue or discipline of just having line control in general.
Yes.
With your line hand at all times. Cool, great answer. Your turn.
Cool. This is a spicy one. You can ask me this one back, but when did you transition from an enthusiastic angler into a jaded asshole?
Oh, gosh. Probably about the time I started talking to a camera. No, that's not true. No, I was definitely jaded before that. Social media, definitely. When that probably, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. That's probably what did it for me, is when I started using and consuming and producing social media. Yeah, I mean,
Drake forums.
Well, yeah, I think I was more having fun with the forums rather than being an asshole. The asshole started probably with Instagram. Yeah, so probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a great question. All right, here's an interesting one. I'm asking you this because this is something that I think about a lot. Who is someone that you admire or look up to in the fly fishing world?
That is a good one. I mean, there's a lot. So let me I guess choose my words like wisely in terms of like who I think.
And just because if you name one person, that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, I think who I like, and I don't think this person gets enough flowers, is Tommy Lynch out of Michigan.
Yeah, I know.
Tommy Lynch, Tommy Lynch he invented the drunken disorderly streamers. Lynch's white-bellied mouse. That's actually what I caught my biggest personal best fish on. Tommy Lynch is a fly designer. He, real quiet in terms of you don't see like a big social thing. Mm-hmm. It's very, if you know, you know. Like Mike Schmidt, shout out Mike Schmidt, fly designer, great guy. I mean, there's so many people running great outfits. I mean, not to be corny, Chris Taylor here on the San Juan's been like a huge mentor to me. Even though we have alignment in our businesses, but at the end of the day, it's two different guide services. So shout out Chris.
What's the name of his guide service?
Fish Heads. Yeah. And actually if you do book all-inclusive lodging, they're our lodge partner. So Chris, rest in peace, Mel Krieger. That's how I learned how to cast, watching those VHS tapes.
Whoomp.
Yeah.
Whoomp. You remember that?
Down up.
Yes, absolutely. I watched that on VHS while I was working in the fly shop in high school.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, small. If you don't know what a VHS tape is, Google that. Other people in the industry, it's tough being put on the spot because there's just so many great people that are out there running great guide programs, being great guides. Captain Bill Faulkner, I was guided by him in my early 20s. I went with him this past year. I'm going to go see him again here in April of 2026. He's been, when I was like 18, I was like in the truck with him, and he was, very spot on about guiding if I wanted to pursue it, what it meant. So that was huge. Like I said, just being a kid and not coming from a fly fishing background, reading books and watching VHS tapes, and Dave Whitlock and some of these guys.
Cool.
This is a deep question, but those are some.
Yeah, it is, and I like that you got some old school names and also some more recent people in there too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a long list. I know my list is very, very long.
Yeah, that's actually, which leads to my next question. Who are your 3 biggest influences in angling?
Ooh, influences? I think, honestly, my biggest influences in my fishing are people that the viewers have probably never heard of. They're my friends.
Yeah.
They're people that appeared in my videos. We can get specific. One of them is my friend. Should I get specific?
Yeah, shout him out. Show the love.
All right. My buddy Colin Ross out of Miami.
I suck at fly fishing. Evidence, my friends, evidence!
I think he is just a super versatile angler. He can go offshore trolling for marlin, catch tarpon on a fly rod, or I can put him on a trout stream, and he can do it all. He's super versatile. And I respect that and admire that. Another Florida guy, maybe he's just fresh in my mind right now. My friend, we'll call him Greg. That's who he is in my videos. He lives in Islamorada. I learned a lot about flats fishing from him and fishing in Florida. I learned a lot about that from him. I have a million more, but those 2 Florida boys popped into my head right away.
That's rad.
All right, let's find one for you in no particular order. All right, here's one. Half tippet sizes, like 4.5x. What's the deal with that? What the hell?
I'm into it.
You are?
I'm a believer.
Okay. Why?
Because, in America or however, the tippets measured, I didn't do good in school. That's why I'm a fishing guide. I failed out of business school. That's a true story. Look at me now, Dad. I'm on the huge fly fishing channel. I have a business. But I do believe, I think I read it in a book. I can read. I think there's a 27% surface differential between 5 and 6x tippet. So 5.5 is maybe 13%. But I have noticed.
Surface different, sitting on the water,
diameter surface, yeah,
or circumference,
so drag.
Drag.
Yeah, you've fished with me enough. I do fish a lot of trash and other stuff, but I do fish a lot of bugs. And
sure,
with the midge fishing, especially when I'm threading tippet through 24s or 26s, not going to 5.5x, it doesn't seem. I still get a good drift because it's limp. I do like the half sizes, and I do think it doesn't break as easy as 6. And so for the hard hook set,
okay,
I'm a believer.
Well, it's I'll 5x is as low as I'll go. I don't carry 6, don't use it. So you've got a halfway point between 5 and 6.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because it matters that much.
6x is a choice. You clearly said no, so I commend you. I commend you for that.
I haven't carried 6x in a long, long time. All right, well, let me go with another one then, still on the tippet front, or maybe leader front. Fluorocarbon. Is it worth it? Do you use it? I don't use it. I don't carry it.
I was on a huge fluoro kick for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I burned through a bunch of tippet this year, and I just started using the 5.5x nylon, and it made zero difference. And also sometimes with the fluoro, if you pull on you can kink. It just depends on the spool. I don't think it matters.
I will say, if I was a hardcore nympher, I would probably use fluoro because it sinks more.
That's yes.
And also, I do use fluoro in the case of bite tippets for tarpon and things like that.
It is better. It's a better abrasion resistant. Especially too a tip. if you're fishing like hard sun and you're worried about like the light casting a shadow on your leader, that fluoro will break the surface tension. It won't cast the shadow. I will say the benefit of fluorocarbon is if you cry once, buy once, because it doesn't expire. Nylon does expire. So, if you don't fish all the time, you'll have that tippet for forever, basically.
Yeah. I think what I'm summing it up with, I don't use it for trout fishing. I use it for other things.
I used to really believe in it. Maybe big fly fishing is going to come after me now, but I don't.
Team Fluoro.
I don't know. One of the best guides, I think, on the San Juan. I'm not going to reveal his name, but like I know because
you can't talk about yourself so much.
No, no, but he guides like his secret. I'm not going to say what brand, but he'll buy like the P line and like respool his tippet spools with it, and that guy like smashes fish. Yeah. So like if it's good enough for him and it's nylon, like
I'm team nylon all the way.
Yeah, just make better drifts.
Yeah. All right, your turn.
I don't know if I want to do a serious one or a silly one. Why isn't fly fishing your personality?
Oh my gosh, that's great. It's because I do a lot of other things, man. Yeah. It's just that what the public sees is all about fly fishing. I'm a husband and a dad, and I ski a lot, and then I fish. I think if fly fishing was my personality, that would be just way too far. It's already in my head enough, man.
I feel the same way every moment of every day.
Yeah, and if I'm trying to brand myself and put myself out there, I would rather have me be the brand than fly fishing be the brand. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, it does. Okay. Yeah. It's a huge fly fisherman, not fly fish Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, I got one for you. So do you remember that time you came up and fished with me and we filmed some stuff? We put on the funny wigs and you jumped out of the boat and everything?
Yeah.
Early on, or maybe in that morning, you caught a fish immediately at the boat ramp on a grasshopper. And then maybe like 2 or 3 grasshopper fish later, you turned to me. You were in the front. I was rowing. You turned to me and you said, "Wow, this is like real fly fishing."
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
When I meant real fly fishing, it's dry fly fishing. Like live your truth. It's 2025. I'm not, what I enjoy about fly fishing, especially with dry flies, is head hunting, working structure, making the fish come up and eat it. That technical, like we were head hunting. We were looking for sippers. Yeah. We'd see a rise form. We'd lead it. You were rewarded for a good cast or not rewarded for a garbage cast. And, there's not too many places in New Mexico where we have that. And at that point, I don't even know where I was at that point in life. I'm very fortunate now to be on a river like the San Juan. Like today, I had a lady in the boat. She's shout out Karen. You're awesome. But we saw some heads today. She made some great shots, fed some fish, we got to head hunt. And like, that's what keeps me going as a fly angler. Like if I had to bobber fish every day, like nymphing's a choice. And
that's a sticker right there.
Yeah, and I like it. I enjoy it. I'm not knocking it, but if I had it my way, I would guide streamers and dry flies every day on the San Juan.
I completely 1,000% agree with you. And I know where you were in your life that day is when you were getting ready to go independent and start your business.
Yeah.
Look at you now.
Look at me now. Yeah. Thanks for believing in me, Ben.
Shooting a YouTube video in a garage.
Yeah. At the Clout Boost Studios. Thanks, John.
All right, your turn.
Oh, you know what? What was your aha moment in fly fishing?
Ooh, I mean, I don't think there's a defining one. I think they happen all the time.
Yeah.
Almost every time I'm out. I don't have a definitive answer for that at all, man. I'm constantly trying to learn and get better.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, there's no aha. I have them every single day I go.
No.
Yeah. Give me another one.
All right. Would you rather spend a day on the boat with Guy Fieri or Gordon Ramsay?
Oh man, that's a tough call. I'm probably gonna go Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect both of them. But Guy seems like he'd be more fun in a boat, and can maybe tough out some rain or something. And I'm 1 degree of separation away from him too. We have a
Guy
friend
Fieri.
in common. Well, I know a fishing buddy of mine was on his shows.
Yeah.
He owns restaurants and he was on some of the shows. So,
Small
so
world.
we can make that happen.
Yeah, a Guy Filet. I don't know if the internet would be ready for Ben and Guy.
Well, you got to be there too. You got to be there too.
Big guy. You know what I appreciate about Guy Fieri? There's a lesson in there. You know, he's got the frosted tips. He's got the jewelry. He's never apologized for being himself.
That's right.
He's a multimillionaire. So
Yeah.
there you go. Like, that's all you got to do.
I respect that. All right, we're gonna keep a light one. We're going fishing tomorrow, James. How many fish are we gonna catch when we go fishing?
More than one, less than 100.
That's your answer?
That's like a good
That's
guy
the
to
standard answer?
That's a standard.
What if you don't get any?
That doesn't
That doesn't happen. No. See, when I'm guiding, that's totally a possibility. So I would never say that.
More than one. I mean, but, you know, my stupid guy joke is like, I guarantee you we're gonna see a fish. It might not be on the end of your line,
Exactly.
but you'll see one.
Yeah.
There's 2,000 of them right there.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Let me do another one. This one you may have to tiptoe around a little bit.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite type of client?
Oh, that's super easy.
Okay.
My least favorite type of client is the person that doesn't want to be there,
Okay.
and that happens. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it does. I've seen that.
There's like sometimes you do these like big group trips, and then like it's like the dude hitting the Pendulum and getting blackout drunk at like 7 a.m, like slumped over in the back of the boat, and it's like you don't have to do this, you know. like I mean, maybe you do.
Maybe they do.
But I mean, I'm not trying to be, like I don't care if it's your first day, if it's your 1,000th day, like if you want to ribbon dance on the side of it's your day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I'm thankful that like these people book and allow me to have this job, this profession. But that's probably what grinds my gears the most is the person that's like, I think we're very fortunate as fishing guides where we really don't. It happens to all of us every once in a while, but it's not like I'm giving architectural tours of San Juan County. And I don't think anyone would book that. So like people generally want to be here, but it can happen.
Yes, I've seen it happen. And what that reminds me of is back when I guided, there was a place I worked where we used to do a lot of corporate groups.
Yep.
And some of those people definitely did not want to be there. Yep. But conversely, those were also some of my favorite people to guide because you get the guy that's just happy to be there. He's not paying for it. Everything's free. He's at a nice place drinking beers and fly fishing. So you got him on your right shoulder having a great time, and you got the other guy on your left shoulder having a terrible time. That was a fun mix.
Yeah. The group trips, it seems like as the group gets past 6, then there's like the I don't want to be here guy.
Yeah.
Like I hate wherever I am and I'm just going to get like aggressively drunk and high. And you're like, okay. And then you get
Again, the day is yours.
the day is yours. Yeah. I mean, believe me, those are great trips too. Because it's like, look, an Osprey.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's funny. There has to be like, you have a lot of guide contacts. That would be an interesting like stat to see like at what point does a group trip degenerate and like certain personalities. Like, because that's the stuff a guide school would never prepare you for. Like I was on a trip one time and we were in Colorado. Weed was still illegal in New Mexico. And like the son like went to a dispensary and like ate gummy edibles like before our guide trip. And the mom found out. And so they were fighting and they caused like a fight with the husband. So like me and another guy had to like split the group.
Oh, God. That's not your job, bro.
No,
That's
wild.
not in the job description.
Traded,
No. That reminds me of something that I think about is at what point does a group trip degenerate? I used to do a lot of just fun personal trips with big groups of people. And eventually I realized that for me, a fishing trip with 12 or 14 people is not all that enjoyable. It's too much happening. It's too much going on. I much prefer a trip with 2 to 6 or 8 people.
Yeah.
I think it changes the dynamic a lot. And quick plug for my hosted trips, those are max like 8 people, Otherwise you don't get, there's just too much happening and it's chaotic. And I want to tone it down a little bit. A fishing trip's supposed to be fun,
I agree. I mean, we see it, we do 5 boat trips and stuff out here.
And it's
do
fun,
groups, but I think the 3 to 4 boats is like the sweet spot.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Believe me, if you guys want to book a 20 boater with a bow trout, please.
We got you covered.
We got you. I got you.
I'll come down. I'll row a boat. Whose turn is it?
I think I think it's my turn.
Okay, go
That was a good one. A lot of very thought provoking. Here's a weird one. This will drive some engagement. What the most underrated trout state?
Oh, wow.
Because I would say it's your home state.
Colorado?
No.
Oh,
you're
Montana? Maryland? Maryland?
I think Maryland is a sleeper.
It's just so limited. I mean, you could probably count the number of trout streams on this many hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. I don't think I've been to enough of them to say. Maryland definitely has some good trout fishing. Although I went back last spring to revisit some of my old haunts. One of those creeks is definitely not what it used to be. I saw like 2 trout. The first thing that popped into my no, it's called.
I always wanted to. I had the yellow book. Did you ever read the book by?
Yeah, Larry Coburn
and Charlie Gelso.
Charlie Gelso taught me how to tie flies. Yeah, so. In high school, I worked at a fly shop, and I worked every Thursday night. And Charlie Gelso taught a fly tying class every Thursday night. So I sat in for free, and that's how I learned how to tie flies.
I read his book.
Yeah,
in fact, I had to take summer school because I was a terrible student, and I knew that like the summer teacher liked fly fishing, and I had the yellow book out. Was the guide to charging man. He's like, "Do you fly fish?" I was like, "Yeah." And then slipped him the book. I was like, "You should like read this." So that's how I passed. You can bleep all this, but I'll tell you, man, the river in Western Maryland is insane.
Oh, I fished out of that one.
That's incredible. I would say that river, you should bleep all this out.
It's beautiful. It's like you took a river from the Rocky Mountains and put it in the East Coast.
And it's just like, you usually have it to like that river. Like I used to drive 2 hours to go fish that one. Like what you said, it's beautiful. You're up in the mountains. I think, dude, Maryland's got some sleepers. There's the one that's outside of Baltimore, the tributaries that have brook trout.
Gunpowder?
Gunpowder.
Yeah. One
that one's kind of whack. A guy with cargo jorts like high-holed me one time.
I used to fish there. I used to fish there in high school.
In cargo jorts?
No.
No, I gotta say. I mean, in terms of how small the state is with how much good water, I don't know, man.
That's a good answer to your own question. Cool story about the gunpowder, though. You know what a luna moth is?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a trout eat a luna moth on the gunpowder river. Yeah, above Maysmore Road in a little riffle. I was fishing a hopper through a riffle, and here comes a luna moth. And sure enough, a trout like this big ate it. And the luna moth's probably that big, you know?
That's better than what my buddy saw. He saw a guy skinny dipping gunpowder. He said it was like a guy in like a suit, and he like looks over and he like strips naked and he's like bathing in the river. So you could see a trout eat a luna moth. You could see.
It's Baltimore, man.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. All right. I'm gonna do some more. We're gonna get real here.
Let's get raw.
Who is setting a bad example for new fly fishers?
Like I know who I want to say.
It doesn't have to be an individual. It could be a group of people. This is a broad, open-ended question.
Yeah, the person. Like, it's funny. I've tap danced around this one. Like, if you read between the lines, you probably know who I'm thinking about. Because, like, when Purist on the Fly had his podcast, they went in on that person. Like, I peace, love, positivity. But a bad example.
Does the name start with a B?
No. Doesn't wear a shirt. It starts with an M.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And only because that person, I'll back up what I say. Only because that person is anti-fly shop. Which
that's not a good position.
I don't appreciate the anti-fly shop position. I don't appreciate like if you're gonna like preach all this stuff, like you should learn how to cast and like I don't know.
It goes back to people skipping over the fundamentals.
Yes. Oh, dude,
is that right?
Yeah, skipping over the fundamentals and then being anti-fly shop is like egregious.
Yeah.
We need fly shop.
We're talking about fly all season.
You said it, not me. Yeah.
All right, moving on. I got to follow up. Who is setting a good example for new fly fishers?
Ooh, you know what I will say, for as much as I want to bag on social media and all that, I mean, that's how I got started. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
There's a lot of great people out there doing it. I think, gosh, it's there. Like for as many bad examples. There's lots of good examples in terms of like organizations and gosh, trying to think of who I think is like a good ambassador for the sport. Like
Besides me, obviously.
Besides Ben sitting right here, fly all season.
You know, he's actually doing a lot of good.
He doesn't. It's just what not to do. You know, I think Marina Gibson.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think Marina Gibson. She's out of the UK. Gangster. Paula Shear.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like that's the two women, not just because they're women, but I just think. Well, I think of like elite level anglers.
Pretty positive vibes surrounding.
Very positive. Yeah. Both are just monsters.
Good at what they do.
Really good at what they do, and they uphold. Yeah, I think they're doing a great job. So
I should have used those answers when you were asking me.
Splice it back in. But yeah, Paula Shear, Marina Gibson, I think are setting awesome examples.
Killer. Yeah, I want to be like them someday.
Fuck yeah, dude. Have you seen where they fish?
Yeah, exactly.
The safe shot.
Oh, perfect lead into my next question. Keeping it light, what's your favorite place that you have fished?
Bosnia.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was in Bosnia, happened to be over there, and I got to fish there near Tippet River. If anyone here is Bosnian and I'm butchering that, like, don't be mad.
I'm not, so we're cool.
Yeah, but it was cool. I got, when I was in high school, I used to like spend hours on the internet like looking at trout stuff, and like I used to go to this website about native trout in Japan, and then there's one about native trout in Europe, and there was the softmouth trout. And so I happened to be over there, and I booked a guy named Hrabran, and that was wild because we like very Eastern here. They're very Balkan. Like picked me up in the Jetta, like we chain smoked like in his car. I got, with the price of a guide, you get like a private beat. It's like a hybrid public-private system. So like the beats are privatized, but all the money goes into hiring game wardens and stream improvements. Cool. It's pretty cool. And then I caught a softmouth trout.
Awesome. Killer.
And I had the best, I mean, people talk about like guide lunch. I'm anti-lunch, but like I had a porterhouse steak. He like took me out, but I remember all I could think is like, I just want to be on the river below. Like no guide lunch, I think is going to top like your guide taking you to like beef grind.
I would love to have a steak for guide lunch.
Yeah. Hit up Hopper. If you're ever in Bosnia, maybe I'll throw his link in the description. If you're ever in Bosnia, that was the most incredible trout trip I've ever been on.
Very cool. All right, go. Let's take a break after this one.
Yeah. East Coast versus West Coast fishing. I guess let me lead that with, what do you think the differences are between those anglers? Team East Coast originally, just because it's in terms of just diversity. But like, what do you think? Or let's simplify it. East Coast trout fishing versus Rocky Mountain trout fishing.
Yeah, I think it's easier to talk about the fishing itself rather than the people. What's popping into my head, East Coast, smaller flies, maybe more technical fishing, where we can get away with a lot of bull here.
Like blue poppers?
Yeah, like blue poppers, big tippets, slap that down, let it swim around and marinate in there. That I think is probably one of the biggest differences. And there is definitely very technical trout fishing out west. The San Juan could be an example of that. Or tailwaters in general. But on the East Coast, I feel like not only in tailwaters, but also in, I guess, freestone streams or whatever. It's just more technical and precise and smaller and dainty, and their fish are smaller. They do have a good amount of variety, and there are things out east that we can't get here, like stumbling up an Appalachian stream with mountain laurels all around you, like that's rad. And catching native brook trout, like I catch a brook trout where I live, and I want to throw it in the bushes.
Yes,
just stomp it. But I'll never forget. I remember specifically the first native brook trout that I caught in Maryland, and it was a magical moment. And still would be if I went and did that tomorrow. I think we would have similar stuff here if we had more of our native cutthroats, which in this part of the Rocky Mountains, we don't really have anymore. Other parts of the Rockies, we have the native cutthroats, but in the Southern Rockies, not so much. Also, we're better.
The West?
Yeah.
Yeah, West is best. Sorry, East Coast.
Yeah.
Turned my back on you a long time ago. I will be at the fly fishing show at Somerset, New Jersey. Come yell at me.
All right, let's take a break from it. The professionals do like a clap, right?
Yeah.
I just use the voice. Ah! All right. Okay, we're back. We had a little break and realized we missed a whole bunch of footage on that camera. So sorry about the audio and whatever happened. I don't know. Hopefully I figured out by the time you're watching this. All right. I got a bunch of good questions left, James. Also, this is fun. I'm having a great time. Thank you. Do you want to go or you want me to go? Okay. All right. I'll make it ezy for you. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll put you in the middle seat of your boat when you're guiding and working. Fly floatant, gel, dip, or other?
Ooh, I watched this video one time from a YouTube influencer about using shake and then using the gel.
I'm not talking about shake. I'm talking about the waterproofer, not the dryer outer.
Dry Magic.
Okay, yeah, in the
gel.
like tube.
Yep, it's
right?
CDC. I fish a lot of CDC friendly. Dry Magic or a Quell.
Yeah. So gel. You're a gel guy.
I'm a gel guy.
I am also a gel guy. I bought a thing of dip for the first time last summer. I don't think I ever took it out of the bubble. I have it in my boat bag. I've never used it though.
Let's try it tomorrow.
Okay, all right. I don't think it lasts as long. But as you alluded to, the real solution is floating and shake.
I will say I've been getting the rubber bands recently.
Oh yeah, and doing the little flippy flip?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I just blow on it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You have a leader straightener too?
These are for
Yeah.
it. Yeah. No, you know what? For CDC.
Okay.
For CDC, I use a rubber band. That's it. Not for anything else.
That's CDC is an exception to all the rules when it comes to dry flies. Like you don't put floating on it.
Right.
Desiccant works a little bit. I've never done the flippy. You might have to try that. Yeah. So don't put gel on your CDC.
PSA.
Cool. We're both gel guys. Sick. Yeah.
Epic.
All right. Your turn.
What's one thing fly anglers worry too much about?
Fly choice.
Yeah.
Just going to go right there. Yeah. And it's just presentation over pattern kind of thing. Pretty broad answer there, but presentation over pattern. I think most of the time, 80-90% of the time, it's presentation over pattern. There are times when pattern makes a big difference. And I mean that in a specific sense. Like, I'm not a moron. If there's caddis hatching everywhere, I'm going to throw something caddis-y,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that your caddis is going to work better than my caddis with an appropriate drift. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
Cool. Yeah.
It has to be exactly this caddis with exactly 5 hackle
No,
wraps.
and I mean, I think I've probably seen a few situations where we had like similar flies and one was outproducing the other, but it doesn't happen often enough that I can even think of an example.
No, I POE, presentation over everything.
Yeah. Also, ABC, you know what that stands for, right?
Always be setting.
That's right. All right, your turn? My turn. Is Euro nymphing actually fly fishing?
It is fishing with flies.
I like that answer.
I don't know. You know, especially with my early YouTube channel, I really was Euro heavy.
When we started fishing together, you were Euro heavy. Hence wow, this is like real fly fishing.
Yeah. Wow. What's this casting? You know what's funny is Norm, the 2019 national champ, no big deal. I mean, he's an incredible fly caster. What's funny is like a lot of the comp guys that you see, Euro nymphing is like a tool, but a lot of those guys, I mean, they're lake fishing, they're bombing, 90, 100 foot casts.
With an actual fly line.
With an actual fly line. As I've gotten older, I think if it was fly fishing, it would be called fly fishing, not Euro nymphing. Like, I enjoy it, I like it, I partake, I still do it. But yeah, as I've gotten older, as I've matured, I don't know. It's fishing with flies.
Yeah, and I agree with you in the sense that you're generally not casting a fly line.
Yeah.
And for me, one of the cool things about fly fishing is casting the fly line.
Yes.
And as much as I bash Tenkara, it's more fly fishing than Euro nymphing because there's a fly line.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. And at the same time, I'll Euro nymph. I don't care, you know.
Right.
I like to have it as a tool in the bag. When we go on the boat, I invite Kyle because I know he's going to bring his Euro rod, and I want to pull over in certain stops because they're very conducive to fishing the Euro rig, and I want to see what Kyle can pull out of there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's awesome. He pulls stuff out all the time, but it's not fly fishing because it doesn't have a fly line. That's my stance.
I agree. I think, you know, it's fishing with flies. It's not a fly cast.
Right, exactly.
It's, you know, I mean, it's a fly rod, you know, but yeah, that's, I don't know.
Yep. All right, go.
I still like it.
I do it.
Yeah.
I don't own a rig.
Shout out Kyle. I'll give you one. I'm sure there's one floating around this place.
All right, my turn. Why are fly rods so expensive? I know you're not a fly rod manufacturer or designer or seller. Why are they so expensive?
I failed at a business school, but I did take this class called like economics. I think the fly rods are just getting more expensive because cost of production, you know, especially rods made in America. You're paying for the labor, you're paying for the materials. It depends what they import. I mean, or you can just.
Are you paying for a name at all?
Yeah, I think sometimes you're paying for a name, but like, you know, it's funny. Like, all right, like for a long time, I was like a hardcore like Sage guy. I just bought a 2-hand rod, and like I know, you know, Sage people haven't been like super. There's going to be a compliment coming, Farbank, so get ready for it. Don't blacklist me. I've always wanted to be a Sage pro, but I you know. I did like, is their customer service is getting better, and their rod, you made some videos about it, but I bought a 2-hand rod from Farbank because I think they've been doing it the longest. They make great 2-handers. That's what I want.
How much was that fly rod retail?
I think it's like a $900 rod.
Okay,
yeah.
That's expensive.
I bought I hadn't bought nice rods for myself for the last 10 years, and this year I bought myself a Scott G, and like 2 days ago they released a new Scott G, and then a Scott Sector. I do believe in spending money on performance casting tools. Like I'm going to go tarpon fishing. I'm going to buy an 11 weight to practice with so I'm ready to haul.
How important is warranty for you when you're buying a rod?
For guiding, it's everything, man. That's why I'm like all Echoes, and then, you know, I have Douglas affiliation. Shout out Douglas. But, you know, when I break a rod, I need to get it fixed quick.
So you just bought a Sage. Sage's reputation for warranties is in the toilet right now. Am I right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah. And you mentioned Scott as well. Theirs isn't in the toilet, but it's going to be a few months if you break a Scott rod.
Right.
Orvis, as an example, TFO, you can order a new piece and get it right away.
Yeah. And then like Echo, same thing. I mean, we've broken like 3 or 4 tips this
So is
year.
that not much of a factor for you? Because
Because
it is for me.
For you, I understand that. I think like I gotta say I love my Scott G, you know, and if it break, I'm gonna try not to break it. Like obviously it happens.
Yeah.
But
and if you have an affiliation with a brand, that's an exception.
yeah, I'm affiliated with Douglas.
Yeah.
They make a good stick.
But you just bought a Sage, so you do what I want.
Yeah, you know, but like I think people at Douglas would tell you too. That's the thing. Like some brands do better things better than other
For
brands.
sure.
Some brands make better dry fly rods. Winston makes great dry flies.
Yeah.
Other stuff, the green sticks, are they necessarily the best nymphing rods? No.
Right.
Like a Scott G is a amazing dry fly tool. If you're throwing like double 3/0 split shots or a tungsten bead, and like go ahead and do that. That's not what the rod's designed for. You know, the Sky G 5-weight's like a great all-around rod from Douglas. But like, you know, stuff being made in America, you know, there's the race to the $1,000 fly rod. Here's the thing.
We're past that now.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say this, though. Like, here's my hot take. By the time you as an angler can tell the difference between a $500 rod and a $1,000 rod, or a $200 rod and a $500 rod, you can dump a fly line on like an Echo base, you know, or a cheap rod. Like I spend the money on those high-end rods because it's a very subtle difference. I like it, and like treat yourself.
On the way down here, I was listening to the Spot Burn podcast from guys at Musky Fool. Shout out.
Just bought some streamers from them.
Dude, their online shop is awesome.
Sick.
Yeah.
Shout out Musky Fool.
So they were talking about Yellow Dog's 5-weight shootout or whatever it is. And the Reddington Classic Trout was like one of the front runners. And so it's like, and that's like $150 rod. So like you said, like, can an average person even tell the difference, or does the difference even matter? I don't know. That's a giant can of worms that we don't need to get into right now.
We should get into that.
No. If you want to get into it, go listen to that podcast or go to the Yellow Dog blog, or they have a video apparently that's like an hour and something long. And yeah, there was a whole bunch of different rods, and the results would shock you. So. All right, your turn.
Yeah, no, that was a great question.
It went all over the place.
Yeah, I mean...
The warranty question should have been a question unto itself. I should have thought of that one.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
That's... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next time.
No, we did it.
We did. Done, dada. What's your favorite 8-weight? That's stupid. The one in my hand. Is fly fishing still fun?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it took me... I got... With the whole camera thing, I had an epiphany like about a little over a year ago where I needed to fish without the cameras, and I started doing that a whole lot more, and then it got a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely still fun. And even tomorrow we're going to go out with cameras and stuff, and I know I'm going to have a blast. It's not the catching of the fish or like the fishing that I like. It's the going fishing that I like. You know, I like getting all the stuff together, getting in the boat and floating down the river and stopping here and doing this. Casting a fly rod and catching a fish is secondary to just going fishing, and I really enjoy that.
That's cool. Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, here's a good one for you. This is a personal question. If you weren't in the fly fishing business, what would you be doing?
I should probably be an electrician, honestly. You know,
Dude.
The more that I learn, like, shout out electricians, shout out the blue collar gang. The trades.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I had a conversation with this kid. He could be an incredible guide. I'm sure you're going to watch this. And his family owns a pool cleaning company. And I'm like, look, dude, like, I'm killing myself to try to build like a fly fishing outfitter. Like, you have it. Like, you could be an incredible guide. Or, like, your chances of going to the Seychelles is a lot higher 10xing a pool cleaning business than, like, banging it out on a guide roster.
You know how much less bullshit you will have to put up with if you just go pull wires.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, also, all those electricians, a lot of those, the people, okay, there's a spectrum. This is a behind the scenes with guides of like who the demographic is. We get everybody, but in terms of you get your doctors, you get your lawyers, and then you get the plumbers and the electricians, because those guys are knocking out 410s. They have benefits. They can go fish for 3 days. And some of them have pension. Like, I would have been an electrician, dude.
Cool. Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Electricians, yeah.
You need a beer?
I'm good. I think this will. Yeah, I'm still nursing this one. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. What trend in fly fishing needs to go away?
The tea kettle tail lift. Hate it. It's like why? Like, the fish doesn't do that. Well, maybe like whatever. The fish are horizontal. I hate the tea kettle tail lift combined with this one.
Oh yeah,
this one,
the one finger.
And my friends do this. All right, I hate it. The tea kettle with the finger needs to go away.
All right, you heard it here first.
I can't stand it. But I'm guilty of the same old.
All right,
whatever. Or it's more like this. Casual one for you. Best boat snack. Favorite boat snack.
Cigarettes. Yeah, I mean, I don't do that when I'm working. Zin, pumping my body full of nicotine. Oreos. Oreos.
Sorry, you're making me laugh. Oreos. You don't bring milk in the boat.
No.
Well, then what's the point of even eating the Oreo?
Dude, the Oreo most stuffs. Like,
all right.
They're good, man. I like Oreos.
I'm underwhelmed with your answer.
What? Oreos are undefeated. All right, bibs or waders?
Dude, I have a similar question for you. Bibs all the way. Rarely do I wear waders, but also that's a product of I have a bad case of boat syndrome. I think I wade fished in 2025 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
5 tops. And I wore waders, I think, once. And it was like a few weeks ago. And I was walking away from the river through like a little slough, and I tripped and fell and ate. And I'm like, God! I just went deeper and deeper, and I got my waders are in my car right now, and they're turned inside out because I got full of water. So yeah, bibs. I also have 2 pairs of bibs in the house for this trip. So I have a question right here. When was the last time you wore waders?
Yeah,
probably recently.
Well, yeah, I just got back from Oregon. I was steelheading out there, so I'm gonna wear them tomorrow just because I'm on like this 2-hand kick.
That's right.
But
James wants to get out of the boat and swing some flies. And earlier we're eating dinner. I'm like, that sounds like I might need to wear waders.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sit in the boat and watch you do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I will say, like, the bib revolution, like, we can learn a lot from the bass guys, and I think like they figured out the bib thing. The other reason, especially if you're winter fishing, that you don't want to wear your waders in a boat is because first thing in the morning, if you step out of the boat, you can get water between your stocking and your boot, and you'll get really cold. Where the bib allows you to wear muck boots, deck boots. You know, it's just versatile.
Right. Yeah, but it's also boat centric, and I think the average fly fisher probably doesn't have a boat.
No.
I think generally average fly fisher in the United States is probably on foot, but I know, in our world, there's plenty of people with boats. So yeah, bibs are where it's at, man. I brought 2 pairs of bibs, muck boots, deck boots, and Crocs.
I love it. No, it's the way. Speaking of like the realities that like we live in, I remember as a kid, Conway Bowman. I used to watch his show.
Still relevant.
Oh, he's Conway. Conway was the man. But this is funny because like I remember as a kid, I'd like watch these. Conway Bowman had a show on ESPN2, and he would do these like DIY adventures, and then he'd be like, oh, and then like my buddy here has like a flat skiff, and it's like, who has this life? And now it's like, oh, I'm gonna go here, and I'm like, my buddy has a flat skiff.
Yeah.
Because I remember I fairly realized that, but yeah, it's funny. It's like I'm just gonna call my buddy that has private access to like this river. I'm like,
dude, on the way down here, I'm like, oh, we should go pike fishing. I didn't bring any pike stuff. James doesn't have the boat. I'm like, I bet we can find someone with a boat.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring the gear, but I bet the guy with the boat has the gear, But then I saw the lake was brown. So.
We dodged a bullet. Yeah. I will say, a great example of someone who's doing a great job as a positive example in fly fishing, Conway Bowman.
Yeah, totally.
Notice
totally.
me.
Yeah. Right. Mako Sharks, man. Who wouldn't want to do that? All right, here's an interesting one. You live in New Mexico, have for a long time. You do get around, but when was the last time you caught a bluegill?
Oh, man. Ooh.
Starter fish.
The last time I caught a bluegill, I'll never forget this. Shout out Dave Jenkins. I don't know. He's at Ashland Fly Shop now. We worked together.
Oregon?
Yeah. He did work at Mayfly Group for a while. He just left, so congratulations on the big move. The last bluegill, I was like crying laughing so hard. So we went to a river in Washington. We were trying to swing for king salmon. That didn't work out. So the day ended with our spay rods. We tied on little nymphs, and we were like jigging nymphs in this back slough for bluegill and like catching them. And, like
in the same river?
Yeah. So there was like a back slough. So we're like, damn, like Dave's like, there's bluegill. Like, let's catch him. So instead of king salmon, we're like, we have like 12-foot, 7, we're like jigging for bluegill.
That is not where I thought that was going to go.
That was the last bluegill I've caught. What's your favorite 8-weight?
Oh, real question?
Yeah, let's do it.
I have an answer for that. And it's not a super fast one. Yeah, it's a medium action 8-weight is my favorite 8-weight. Currently, a model rod would be a Orvis Recon 8-weight. That I have one in the car over there. I just have learned that I don't like super fast rods. I like a medium action rod. And even a Recon, I have a lot of Recons and some other things too. And the Recon fish is very similar to if you have the old St. Croix Legends, Legend Ultra or Legend Elite. Very, very similar rod, I think. And my casting style medium rods are a lot better. So I like them a lot, and they're cheaper.
Yeah. Did Tom Larimer go to St. Croix?
I don't know. St. Croix, they axed everything, but now they have apparently new stuff, and I don't know. They used to be one of my favorite rod companies, and I've written them off completely.
Yeah, they like they went Patrick Swayze for a little bit. They ghost, and then kind of that happened with TNT. They like fell off the face of the earth, and
They're
back.
They're around. They've always been in the background, I think. Or I don't know, like in the 90s they were a premier rod.
Yeah,
and they're still a good rod, but they don't have the presence that they used to.
I like their slogan, "The rod you'll eventually own." It's like, that's aggressive. Now I own one now. It's a Euro rod.
I used to have a Winston hat, and on the back of it said "uncompromising." I thought that was great.
Shout out Winston. Back in the day, we're ancient. I mean, we didn't have YouTube. No one had the benefit of seeing you before.
How did they survive?
I don't know how they'd learned anything right or wrong about fly fishing. What books did you read getting started?
The first one you got to talk about is Curtis Creek Manifesto.
1000%.
Yeah, which is the beginner's book, like square one, easy format, literally cartoons. But most of the information in there is still very relevant. There's some gear stuff in there that has changed, but all of the methods and techniques and stuff, like he talks about like sneaking up on trout and streams and stuff like that. It's all very appropriate still, and it's a tiny, easy to read book. Your kid could read it. I did a video. Actually, it's not even out on YouTube yet, but it will be when this comes out. I mentioned a book by Gary LaFontaine called it was something about trout flies. I can't remember. It's one of his trout flies books. And it has a bunch of weird conceptual in there. And I talked about it in that other video, but like fishing the fly that's a color of what's around you. So like we would fish, if we were fishing a stream here, we'd fish like a grayish brownish fly because that's the color of the light around us. And it's a concept that works. Other books I read, Production Fly Tying by A.K. Best, about how to tie flies in a mass quantity. I read all the Gearrock books. They were great. Man, so many. I don't, you remember Presentation by Gary Borger? It's like this thick.
No.
Okay. I never did read that through because it would take a year. I didn't read too much fiction like Tom McGuane. I read 90 whatever in the shade in Key West. So more. Yes, not a lot of fiction.
No, that's good stuff. There was the Sylvester Nimes, but like I would agree with you though. Hot take. I think the Curtis Creek Manifesto is the greatest fly fishing book ever written.
It's published in like 1973 or 76, and it still holds up.
It still holds up. It's still freaking and it's so basic. It's like don't overthink it. Just do this.
Yeah. I've had many copies, and I always try to keep one in the house for my kids that don't want to pay any attention to it. So.
I tried to read it to my kids actually the other day, and
they're not into it. That's fine. That's fine. All right, we'll get cliche here. Bucket list destination for you. Where would you like to go?
Atlantic salmon.
Atlantic salmon. Where? That could be all over the northern hemisphere.
Norway would be probably number one.
Cool.
I just don't have the pockets for that.
Yeah.
Atlantic salmon. If I could do anything before I die, I want to fish for Atlantic salmon.
Okay. Swinging a fly.
Swing the fly.
Does it have to be dry?
If I could dry line Atlantic salmon in Norway, it would be
cool.
Number one.
All right.
How about let me flip this. Like, where would you go? What would you do? Where would you go? What would you do?
I want to go to the South Pacific. That's where I want to go. Some random, forgotten atoll nobody's ever heard of. Drop me off there. Never come back. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Rad. Yeah. Seychelles sounds neat and everything, but I think that experience can be topped.
That's what they said. All the big players go to St. Brandon's at atoll.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. South Pacific. That's where I want to end up.
That looks nuts.
Call back. Preferred rod action. I said I like medium rods. Do you have a preference?
It depends. You know what, man? The older I get, I'm slowing it down. I'm changing. 35 years young. I love my Scott G.
And that's where does that fall?
I would say it's like a slow medium. It's like a slower rod. I would say it's like a medium slow.
And what are you using it for?
Dry flies.
Okay.
Because it's just a joy to. You'll fish it. Have you fished them? I'm sure.
I'm sure I have, but no, that tracks. Dry flies, slower rod.
On the other end of the spectrum, there I got like a Scott Sector that thing's a cannon. It's like a wand.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the other thing. Like, you know, I noticed all of a sudden I got some like creep in my cast with my arm, like when I'm really bombing, and like just forcing yourself to slow it down and let the rod work for you.
It's funny that after all this time, if you slow down and actually think about what you're doing, like, wow, you cast better, like instantly. Yeah. Funny how that works. I feel like I've gotten a lot better at casting in the last 2 years. And I don't know what that is, but it's probably because I'm just fishing a lot. And I feel like my casting I'm not a great caster. I'm a good caster. And I feel like I've gotten a lot better in the last couple of years, and that's fun. It feels good.
Yeah, it's a learning curve with the casting. Like, it was cool at Huge Fest, like talking to Austin.
Oh yeah. Austin Orr, Elevate Fly Casting, specializes in saltwater casting instruction, does virtual casting instruction as well. Yeah, and like one thing I want to learn how to do is throw a wedge loop. Like, he was breaking it down. Like the pointy one?
Yeah.
Dude, it's not me. I don't know how to do it. Mine are round.
Yeah, he was explaining if anyone knows in the comments.
I know people that can do it.
Dude, yeah, that's a skill. It looks great for Instagram. If you want to boost your clout to the next level, have someone take a picture.
The pointy cast.
Yep, have someone take a picture throwing a wedge loop. And if you don't know what a wedge loop is, you have much to know. Yeah, I'm a decent caster even in saltwater, but I'm very trouty. Like, I'm just a trout caster guy. And that's not pointy. That's round. That's round. There's one guide out here. It's funny. Shout out Bubba. He actually, if you read the Rick Takahashi book, Midges, like half of those patterns are by Bubba Smith. He's a gangster. But it's funny. I'm like, can you throw a wedge loop? He's like, yeah, but don't be obsessed with it. You know, it's fun. But of course, he would know how to throw a wedge loop. He's that guy.
Different cast for different situations.
I don't think me not, but learning how to throw a wedge loop, I'd love to do that. Shout out Bubba.
Before I ask the question that I'm getting into, how many days have you been on the water this year? Roughly.
200.
200.
Yeah, not all guide days.
What's been your most productive fly this year?
Freaking mop fly.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's because when I fish the most, that or a freaking size 16 red larva with like palmered with red midge tubing hit with resin. Like, maybe that was a little too San Juan specific. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I brought some mop flies. Brought some mop flies with me. The induced take. Oh, good lead into my next question. What fly should I use? All right, like if I had to fish 3 flies, let me give you a nymph, a streamer, and a freaking dry fly. A woolly bugger. Great. There you go. Let's get specific. Woolly bugger, size 12, black. 12, a little one. Yeah. Because maybe you're fishing a creek in Pennsylvania, or maybe you're fishing the Madison. I'm sure they'll eat a size 12 woolly bugger in the Madison. We fished a size 12 thin mint the other day and caught a bunch of fish on it. Yeah. Same thing. Yep. So size 12 woolly bugger, there's your streamer. For your dry fly, a parachute Adams in a size 16. They'll eat that everywhere there's trout. They'll eat that. And then for a nymph, an ecstasy egg. There you go. Oh man, we've talked about mop flies, ecstasy eggs. We're done. We're done. That's all you need. Actually, you need 1 fly. It's an ecstasy egg. All right. Do you have any more, or are you done? I think. Well, I just didn't want to ask the other. Like, I think I hit. Like, the only one is, did social media ruin fly fishing? Oh, no. No, I think there's a lot of shitty things about it, but overall it has helped. And the same goes for, in the broader sense, like the internet. Did it kill fly fishing? Did it make it worse? Absolutely not. It did quite the opposite in a big way. It made everything better. And social media, I think, for all the eye-rolly or fist-shaky things about it, it's overall a positive thing, especially because you have the freedom to choose what you consume. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
move on and take what you want and learn and grow and connect with people. For me personally, it's been very helpful with networking. Also, I use it to generate revenue, and also I use it for entertainment. So no, it hasn't ruined it at all.
Yeah, and I think you could also add to the point that those elements of fishing have been there since people fly fish.
Sure.
Like there's probably some guy like flexing trout, in the 1700s in England, and they're like
with a wood carving of it.
Yeah, like, here's Sir John, idiot. Like he's gonna tell us, right? Like, so, right,
blowing up your spot.
Yeah, exactly. The rivet test. Yeah, so like, right, I'm sure, but I agree, man. It's cool.
Yeah, and then there are plenty of things to get upset about, but overall, the positives outweigh it in a massive way. I got one for you.
Okay.
What does bomba clout actually mean?
I'm not an expert. I do appreciate the Jamaican culture and the Jamaican people, but a bomba, I believe in patois, is how you say that, is butt, and clot is cloth. So a bomba clot is like an ass wipe, but it can be used in many different things. So.
I think you're right. Good one. Nice.
I'm educated.
All right.
Here's a zany one. So, you're a Colabrodo. Let's say, who would win in a boat ramp fight? 10 Colabrodos versus 10 Florida Keys guys.
Oh, Florida Keys, no contest, dude. Yeah, those guys are dirty, man. Yeah, they know all the dirty tricks.
So I'm thinking, I feel like if there was like a UFC cage match or maybe like team fight, I think Keys guides are probably pound for pound. I wouldn't want to mess with one.
I've only been in one screaming match with another skiff, and it was a gentleman that guides out of the Florida Keys. I'm going to do a real one, okay? Bring it back. Serious question, mildly. What's one piece of advice for someone that wants to be a fly fishing guide?
Don't.
You were pretty quick on that one, bro.
No, it's great. You just have to know that it's not like rainbows and sunshine and unicorns. Like it's work, and it's money changes things. We are doing this, for financial
You're
compensation.
supporting a family, man.
Yeah, I'm supporting a family. The kids ain't cheap. Baby needs new shoes, but it changes things. It's going to change your viewpoints. I would say this. It's not about the fishing. You're in the entertainment business, and how your clients are entertained depends on the level of client. If it's a never ever, making sure that, of course, they have fun, that they come back. If it's an experienced angler, especially, I guide some people that have been to Cuba. They've been to Tierra del Fuego, talking about you, Ken. I still get nervous when I guide Ken. He's been all over the country with high-level guides. I have to bring my A game. Karen, who I just guided today, she's fished all over the country, and I want to show up, and I still care. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to care. You got to keep learning, or you're going to burn out. And that's a different conversation for maybe a different day, but guide burnout is very real. At a certain point, sometimes you hit the wall, you lose the love of the game, and then it gets ugly out there.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. And hold on, I got to take a sip real quick, and then I got something to say. So you were talking about your clients. I like to call them guests.
Yeah.
But that have fished all over the place with a lot of people. Number one, it says something about you that they want to come back and fish with you, right?
Yeah.
Don't deny it. Don't be humble. It says something. Also, in my experience with some of my hosted travel, I'm fishing with similar people that have been everywhere and done everything. And it's interesting to see what they like and don't like, because they've been far more places than I'll ever go. And also, I've had experiences of fishing with a lot of different guides, and they're not all the same. And a lot of places there will be several guides, and one or two guides will outshine the others for various reasons. But not all guides are at that top level. There's a lot of people that are down here. So I'm not asking your opinion on that. I'm just remarking on that. But it's just been cool. Also, I've gotten to fish with so many guides. I'm learning so much and different styles of guiding, which, I'm a yeller, I'm a screamer, I'm a terrible guide. I get too excited. I love guides that are like calm and cool and chill and bring me down, because I'm too hyper.
Shout out Justin Carr.
He's the chill guy.
Justin Carr.
Shaman energy.
Justin Carr is shamanic energy. If you're in
Colorado Angling Company.
Yeah, if you're in the Vail Valley, if you're in the whatever area.
Central Mountains in Colorado.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Yeah.
David Phelps, who you'll be fishing with soon.
Yeah, and Ron Begnode, who's also on that trip. He's the guy that I think of most when I think about the Calm guide. You know, it's like I would be like, "Oh my God, there's a redfish over there!" And he's like, "Okay, Ben, we've got a redfish. Look to your left, and there's a redfish." You know, like I'm terrible at it.
That's good. I mean, like I've mellowed out a lot. I mean, we did that like guide video like years ago.
Long time ago, man.
And now like no, even Kyle's like you've changed. I'm like, for the better.
Yeah, you said something about that earlier. We've all changed in the last 5, 6, 7, whatever, how many years, and we're changing all the time, and as we should be.
Growing, evolving.
Yeah. Wow, we're such adults now.
So deep, dude.
All right. Ooh, here's a specific question to the San Juan River. Okay. So Texas Hole, or maybe the whole river in general, you can't fish out of both sides of the boat.
Yeah.
Why? Because everywhere else I go, I can fish out of both sides of the boat as long as you're not casting on top of someone.
So there's what's legal, there's etiquette, and then there's guide etiquette. So there's like certain things like now, because I guide this river, I'm not a civilian anymore in terms of like, I'm going to see things differently. You can actually fish both sides of the boat. It's legal to do. But the reason we don't do it is because it's a small section of river depending on where you are. And if you're fishing both sides, you're cutting off. Because it's a slow river and we run laps, if you have both bobbers out, one's going to get run over. So both indicators. So it opens up a lane of traffic for boats to maneuver around each other.
So everyone can work together and coexist peacefully.
Yeah, so we can all do the Indy 500 in Texas. Yeah. I mean, there's other options. Like you don't have to do that on this river. If you want to, great.
That's sort of spot specific to the Texas Hole?
Just the whole river in general.
Okay.
That's like a big guide thing.
Okay.
You know, or like we're going to go fun fish tomorrow. There could be some working boats. Like I don't want other guide boats to see me. Like I want to give them, their space.
Sure, yeah.
Or we can just like have a megaphone and just like.
I think the 17 GoPros will let them know that we're in charge.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun one. What is one piece of gear that most people don't carry but should?
Oh, that's one I forgot on my last trip. A hook file.
Oh, yeah. Not common in trout fishing, more so in saltwater, I think.
Saltwater, but also like I was on a steelhead trip and ya boy. I kept dinging my hook points out on the rocks. And I'm like, oh, sweet. It'd be really helpful, a hook file. Or if you're a streamer angler, that hook file, will help. Like dry fly fishing, I mean, unless you're like blasting that into the trees or off rocks, but I think a hook file, just whether you're saltwater fishing, if you streamer fish a lot, if you're carp fishing, you probably want a hook file, bass, pretty much anything, big flies and trout.
Larger hooks,
yeah. I'm trying to think of what else, a piece of gear that I freaking like. I don't know, hook file.
Yeah, we don't need more than one answer. All right, here's another boat question for you, boat-centric. Music in the boat, yes or no?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
I just want to hear the sounds of nature.
Okay.
I want to hear my dark thoughts creeping into my head.
That's what it really is. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of music. I'm not cool enough to like be affiliated by Turtle Box. So,
Right.
I mean, they make a great product.
Join the club.
Yeah.
I don't do music in the boat because I'm usually filming and it messes things up there. And so I've just gotten in that habit. So then when I go fishing without the cameras, I forget the speaker. But I know like Ron in Louisiana, he's like hardcore, like no music in the boat because he wants to hear that redfish splash behind him and stuff like that. And I get that, but I've also caught redfish with music going in the boat and stuff, so who knows.
Yeah, and sometimes like, if music tastes don't like align, maybe I want to listen to the new Chet Hanks song.
Who would disagree with that?
Yeah, come on, guys.
Specific to you and your fishery, what are you doing on the San Juan that no one else is doing?
Having fun.
Oh God,
that's
perfect. Done. Let's move on. No need to go any further.
Who was the fly all season in the 90s? Was that Jim Teeney?
I mean, he did throw rocks at stealing. Did you ever see that video?
Yes, dude. That's like a gym. They used to make
It
sure
was like a valid tactic, like where the fish was lying in a spot where he didn't want it to be because it was hard to fish around whatever rock. So he'd throw rocks behind it and get it to move.
Yeah.
And then he'd fish to it there. There was a video about it.
Yeah.
Like, this is a technique.
Have you ever used that technique?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I did one time, though, on the river. My buddy hooked a steelhead, and it was in a pool, and it was going to run down and hit a 5-weight rock. And this fish was this big.
Yeah.
And it was going to run down, and we were going to lose it.
Yeah.
So I threw a rock behind it
Yeah.
to get it to run up into that pool.
Yeah.
And it worked. But I felt it was really weird and risky. But then this year, guess who I saw do that same thing? Our boy Colby Crossland did the same thing with a trout.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe he did that. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Throwing a rock around a fish, I don't think it's a good idea. But we did it, and it worked. So.
Well, that's just Colby's that guy, though.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
We've been doing this too long.
Too long.
It was a good time, though. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for taking your time to do this. We've got a couple days of fishing coming up, so we're going to go prepare for that. Hope you had fun with us, maybe learning and laughing a little bit. So, James, thanks for being here. Book a trip with About Trout. I'll be back soon with another video for you. Until then, go fish somewhere new and...
Have fun. Stay huge.
Oh, he got it. He got it. He got it.
It's been a minute. Is dry fly fishing skiing and is nymphing snowboarding?
Oh, well, 1,000%. Oh, yes, absolutely. Because one is fun and awesome and makes sense, and one is totally stupid and dumb. Like, I'll let you figure out which is which. But absolutely, I will. At the risk of incriminating myself here, I'm a telemark skier, and many people have accused me. Or telemark is the Tenkara of skiing, and I think it's true. It's absolutely true because you have less gear. You don't your heels aren't strapped down, and you don't have a reel. It's true.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
good one.